It is time for a conspiracy. And I'm not saying
Wait,
that just...
are you recording?
Yes. It is time for a conspiracy. And I'm not just saying that because we're recording this on January 6th. I'm saying that because it's been a long time since we got to the SpongeBob conspiracies by Mr. Alex Bale, who I believe Dr. Dale called Christian Bale. The time-traveling ghost pirate theory. What the actual F?
It's been requested many times in the comments.
It's been requested many times in the comments, which I totally understand. This is one of the final rings of the bell for this series, and I'm looking forward to it because I do not have a single clue what the hell is being talked about when the time-traveling ghost pirate theory is.
I mean, I definitely know the ghost pirate.
Right.
But I don't know about the time travel.
Have you ever seen him in a time machine? Not me. I mean, I know I'm not really the be-all, end-all knower of all things when it comes to SpongeBob, but... Oh, you are.
No, I'm not.
Because I still have a SpongeBob CRT DVD player combo.
I will insert photos of embarrassing shit. I have in one of the SpongeBob videos.
Of your SpongeBob stuff?
Yeah.
Well.
My SpongeBob merch.
Anyway.
The Flying Dutchman, that's correct.
Let's jump right into it, shall we?
Let's go. ASMR me eating a Jolly Rancher for 35 minutes. Here we go.
Alright, so this time, instead of ending with the big twist, I'm just gonna open with it. The Flying Dutchman is the ghost of Patchy the Pirate. This is a claim that makes absolutely no sense. They look different, they act different, and most importantly, Patchy the Pirate is alive at the same time we see the Flying Dutchman. It would be impossible to prove that they're the same person, right? Well, you know, I like a challenge. This is the time-traveling ghost pirate theory.
The fuck?
You mean the big tentacle monster in my basement?
Yeah.
How do you know about that?
See, she remembers.
I have one too.
What? So, when you say you have a muse, you mean you also have a creepy monster thing in your basement giving you SpongeBob theories?
Well, no, it didn't give me SpongeBob theories. It got me my commercial jobs.
I didn't even know there was more than one. I have like 1,000 questions right now. Like, what exactly are they? Where do they come from? What do they want?
Oh, I probably don't know that much more than you. Mine just showed up in my house one day and eventually it left.
Wait, yours left? As in you don't have a muse?
No, I just kept giving mine meat, got me a permanent job, and then it left. Listen, I know they seem really weird and creepy at first, but honestly, they're just here to help.
But didn't you have to feed yours, like, more than just meat?
No. What have you been feeding yours?
Mine ate a cat.
Hang on, you gave your muse a cat?
I didn't feed it the cat, okay? It was in my home and then it took it, okay? It wasn't my fault.
Okay, well, obviously you don't have a cat in your home when you have a muse. Listen, just keep giving it meat, and eventually it'll leave you with enough SpongeBob theories to last you for years.
Sketchy.
Hey, so I've been thinking about things and I'm willing to continue our relationship, but things have to be very different this time. No more eating living animals, let's just stick to the store-bought meat, okay? Oh, okay. Great, glad we're on the same page. You know, I'm sorry about all the shouting and the craziness. You know, I don't have anything against you personally. I think if we just communicated better, we could have, you know, avoided a lot of the issues that we were having. But
this is what I was worried about.
I finally have an understanding.
It's gonna get him. It's gonna get him. It inked him. Oh, okay.
All right, the time-traveling ghost pirate theory. That's the real title we're going with? Sure, fine, whatever.
Sure.
Now, before we begin, I just want to say how thankful I am for all the support on these SpongeBob theories. These videos have, definitely changed my life. So, to give a little bit back to the community, today I'd like to support a small independent company out there that you've probably never even heard of. That's why today's video is sponsored by a tiny little indie game called Raid Shadow Legends! Raid Shadow Legends is the most intense, epic game in the entire world. Look at these games. All these games, compared to Raid Shadow Legends, they're a bunch of stupid baby games. That's what they are. Raid has hundreds of unique characters, bosses, and clans, and it's all completely free to play on mobile and PC. What? And they are constantly adding new content like the Shadowkin faction, the Doom Tower game mode, and of course the new boss battle, the Hydra. Now me personally, my guy is Barrett the Blood-Soaked. He's got the cool axes, he's covered in blood. You know, he may not be the flashiest guy, but just look at him go. He's got heart. And to celebrate Raid's 3-year anniversary, they've added tons of new events and free gifts all this month. By using the promo code 3YearsRaid, you'll get over $25 worth of free gifts. And if you use the link in the description or scan my QR code, new players will get a starter pack worth almost $40, full of free champions and experience brews. That is a deal you cannot miss. So scan the QR code. Do it. I can wait. Video doesn't start till you scan it. Do it! I don't get paid until you scan the QR code. So we're not starting the video until you scan the QR code! Did you do it? Okay, I'm trusting you. I guess we can start the video now.
Wow.
Before I get into how these characters connect, I have to explain the tragic backstory of Patchy the Pirate.
I'm Patchy the Pirate, president of the SpongeBob SquarePants fan club!
Patchy the Pirate is the president of the SpongeBob fan club, and they often cut to him during special episodes to host the show and talk to the audience. He fits in perfectly with my television theory, and clearly works for the in-universe SpongeBob SquarePants showrunners as some kind of mascot for the show.
Boring! Well, if it isn't my less than amusing sidekick, Patchy the Parrot.
Patchy is this weird, lonely
Patty
guy
the
whose
Parrot.
only friend is a talking parrot who's constantly harassing him, and I'm also pretty sure Patchy wants to eat him.
Shiver me timbers, it's Patty! I wonder what parrot tastes like!
But that's not what this theory is about. If you rewatch all the episodes with Patchy, you start to notice a bit of a disturbing development with his character. Patchy has devoted his entire life to SpongeBob, but that devotion is very one-sided, and the more time that goes on, the more resentful Patchy becomes of SpongeBob. In the season 3 episode Party Pooper Pants, Patchy throws a house party and tries to invite SpongeBob, but he doesn't show up.
Say, you didn't bring SpongeBob with you, did you? Gee, I sure hope he got his invitation.
I'd sure like to go to this party, but I can't read the invitation.
But Patchy doesn't really seem to be that upset about it.
Ah, well.
But then things start to take a turn in the episode The Sponge Who Could Fly. Patchy follows a map and goes on a crazy adventure to find the legendary Lost SpongeBob episode, and after finally getting it, this is what plays.
That's it? That's the lost episode? That was just a bunch of cheap walk cycles! What a rip!
So, Patchy got let down by SpongeBob again, but I'm sure he'll get over it just like last time.
SpongeBob betrayed us! I'm sorry I ever started this stupid fan club in the first place!
Patchy has a full-on mental breakdown. Now, eventually he does find the real Lost episode and goes back to normal, but this is just the start of Patchy's transformation into a much darker character. In the season 6 episode Truth or Square, Patchy throws a massive television extravaganza to celebrate 10 years of SpongeBob. There is a ton of production value and celebrities that Patchy managed to get. There is no way SpongeBob wouldn't show up for it.
SpongeBob SquarePants! What do you mean he's not coming? 10 years I've been president in his fan club!
Patchy has dedicated 10 years of his life to SpongeBob, and he can't even be bothered to show up once. And this never even gets resolved in the episode either. Patchy tries to find SpongeBob, thinks he's about to meet him, but then it turns out it was all just a dream.
Mister, are you okay?
SpongeBob?
No, it's just me. the guy in the penny.
Patchy's one-sided obsession with SpongeBob is making him delusional, and this is by no means the last time Patchy will hallucinate meeting SpongeBob. In Atlantis SquarePantis, Patchy gets lost in the desert and once again hallucinates SpongeBob.
Uh-oh, here come the hallucinations.
It's me,
Oh my
SpongeBob.
God.
I've never seen this.
But then, in SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout, it seems like he finally really does meet SpongeBob.
From your biggest fan. Huh? I have a fan?
Surprise! It's Patchy the Pirate! Happy birthday, SpongeBob!
Thank you, Patchy.
But even if they don't explicitly say it, this is definitely another hallucination. It's right after he crashed into an island, and he's just a severed head for some reason, and he can breathe underwater. Yeah, I'm gonna say that this is a hallucination. They have another alleged meeting in SpongeBob's Road to Christmas special, but this time Patchy's fully
I've
animated for
never
some
seen
reason,
that.
so I'm pretty skeptical about this one too. In fact, I'm gonna come back to this one. Keep it in mind because it's gonna be very important later on. So, as much as Patchy worships SpongeBob and wants to meet him, he never will. And you don't have to take my word for it either. In a 2009 WonderCon panel with some of the actors and creators of SpongeBob, they talk about the rules they have for writing the show, including the fact that Patchy can never meet SpongeBob.
His character has evolved into this pirate that's obsessed with SpongeBob. Well, they can never meet, right?
Well, yeah, they can never meet. There's a lot of rules in SpongeBob which are there for a reason, which I think is part of the success in a way.
From the very start of his creation, they doomed Patchy to be an obsessed fan who would never meet his idol.
Damn.
He will spend the rest of his life devoted to SpongeBob, but no matter how hard he tries, he will never reach Bikini Bottom, and he will never meet SpongeBob. And, unfortunately, that is the tragic story of Patchy the Pirate. But if all of that's
Okay.
true, then I just have one lingering question. How come the dumpster behind the Krusty Krab has a message that reads, Patchy was here? Don't go anywhere, because the time-traveling ghost pirate theory is about to get crazy.
He's got some fucking spotty sense now.
He's got LEDs in his fridge. Damn.
Oh no.
Turns him into a vampire, or maybe he becomes the tentacle
I
monster.
think something like that. Blech. Gross.
Well, look, the chicken would be the worst
Yeah.
because that's risk of salmonella. There's a lot of people that eat steak and they'll cook it for like 2 minutes, maybe. So odds are he'll be okay with that.
Or it was
But chicken,
I've seen people eat, on video, people like order.
I'll come back to this
chicken.
message later,
Not in this
but
country,
first
but
we have to
still.
talk about the
Dangerous.
mysterious origins of the Flying Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman is the legendary ghost pirate that haunts Bikini Bottom.
In a
we
pirate
know
ship,
that.
the Flying Dutchman descends on Bikini Bottom.
The first time we hear about the Flying Dutchman is in the episode Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost, when SpongeBob finds a comic book about his origins.
It's the origin of the Flying Dutchman. It says when he died, they used his body as a window display. Now he haunts the 7 seas because he was never put to rest.
Now, I've always been a little skeptical about this origin, not just because it's claiming they put an actual human corpse up as display in a kid's store, but because the Flying Dutchman himself contradicts it.
It's a little torn. Of course, it was the shirt I was buried in.
He was never put to rest.
If he was buried, then this origin can't be true. So, who is the Flying Dutchman actually? Well, when I rewatched all the episodes with the Flying Dutchman, I kept noticing that he seems to have some kind of fixation with SpongeBob in particular. In the episode Shanghai, he dropped his anchor on SpongeBob's home, which leads to him having to briefly join the Dutchman's crew. Then, in Born Again Krabs, he's about to take Mr. Krabs' soul, but then immediately changes his mind when SpongeBob offers his soul instead. And even in the Camp Coral prequel show, he haunts SpongeBob as a kid. But strangest of all, in Ghost Host, the Dutchman's ship gets destroyed, and out of all the places in Bikini Bottom he could stay, he decides to stay with
He haunted him
SpongeBob.
as a child,
My location where I'll be staying?
so that doesn't make sense
Business or
then.
residence? Residence.
And look at the way he mischievously smiles when he sees SpongeBob. It feels like this is personal for him, but why? The episode Ghost Host is actually the first time we get a bit more depth of the Flying Dutchman's character. At first, he spends all of his time torturing SpongeBob, but eventually, he just wants to stay and hang out with him.
Maybe stay with a friend for a while. Just for a little while longer.
Even though his ship's already been repaired for 3 months.
Actually, I have a confession, SpongeBob. My ship's been done for 3 months now.
It feels like the Dutchman has some kind of vendetta against SpongeBob specifically, but also, deep down, he's just lonely and wants to be SpongeBob's friend. And does that remind you of anyone? Someone who's desperate to be SpongeBob's friend, but also has a deep resentment towards him. Okay, but there's like a bunch of reasons why the Flying Dutchman couldn't be the ghost of Patchy the Pirate. I mean, for starters, they look totally different, right? Different shirt, different hat, and most importantly, the Dutchman doesn't have the iconic hook and eye patch that Patchy does. This is the point where I was about to give up and scrap this theory, but then I decided to rewatch the Season 1 episode, Arg, where SpongeBob plays a board game called The Flying Dutchman's Treasure that's actually based on the Flying Dutchman's real map.
The Flying Dutchman's treasure hunt.
Based on a real treasure map.
And then, I noticed something. One of the game cards actually shows a picture of the Flying Dutchman. I mean, look, he clearly has the same nose and face as him, but this looks like a picture of when he was still alive and had a darker black beard. But the hat he's wearing is not the usual Flying Dutchman hat. It is the exact same hat Patchy the Pirate wears. Okay, but he still doesn't have the eye patch and the hook hand, right? Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Neither does Patchy. Patchy's hook is always switching hands, and he constantly takes off his eye patch, because Patchy isn't a real pirate. He's just pretending to be one.
The great thing about Patchy is that he lives in Encino, California. But he's a pirate. But the only thing that makes him a pirate is that he says he's one and dresses like one.
Okay, fine, but the shirt is still very different. You know, the Dutchman's is all open and it's got those stripy things. Patchy's is more fancy with the big white puffy collar and cuffs. Well, in The Curse of Bikini Bottom, we see the Flying Dutchman's closet and he pulls out the exact same shirt that Patchy wears. Same fancy puffy collar, same cuffs. Fine, okay? Maybe Patchy the Pirate and the Dutchman look the same. But that doesn't mean they're the same person. It's time we address the elephant in the room. The Flying Dutchman can't be Patchy's ghost because Patchy is alive at the same time we see the Flying Dutchman. Like, in order for this theory to be true, Patchy would have to die and then the Dutchman's ghost would show up. But they're simultaneously existing at the same time. Patchy even shows up during an episode all about the Flying Dutchman, and he even calls it his favorite episode.
We're gonna see me favorite show, Shanghai. Ta-da!
It is physically impossible for Patchy and the Dutchman to be the same person. Or is it? Things are about to get stranger.
I don't know if he's selling me on this one.
Thank you once again for supporting us at Happy Meat Farms. Together, we're building a better future.
Cut! Let's move on.
Hey Victoria, I tried to work things out with the Muse like you said, and then I'm pretty sure it like bit me or something, and now I'm like feeling really weird and craving raw meat. Could you just call me back please? I'm starting to freak out a little bit.
Victoria! Where have you been? I've been trying to call you all day.
Hey, sorry, I'm at work.
Okay, so, like, the Muse, like, bit me, I think, and now I'm, like, craving raw meat, and...
Yeah, I know, I got your messages. Just calm down. This is a good thing.
How is this a good thing?
It means it's almost over. Okay, here's what I need you to do.
Like, is she involved in this somehow? Like...
When I rewatched all the episodes with the Flying Dutchman, I noticed something strange. In the Season 7 episode, The Curse of Bikini Bottom, the Dutchman gets a girlfriend, but starts to freak out when she wants to get married.
She wants to marry me! I ain't the marrying type!
But the Dutchman not being the marrying type isn't entirely true. Back in Season 3 during Ghost Host, we see that the Dutchman was once married.
Is that a wedding ring?
Oh, this shows nothing.
Alright, but so what? You know, this just seems like a small continuity error between seasons, no surprise for SpongeBob. But in the Season 6 special, SpongeBob vs. the Big One, there's an even stranger moment like this. The Flying Dutchman bumps into Mr. Krabs and says this to him.
Ah! It's a Flying Dutchman! Ah! It's some guy I've never seen before!
He says he's never met Mr. Krabs before, but there are 2 whole episodes from previous seasons dedicated to the Dutchman trying to steal Mr. Krabs' soul for being too greedy. They're even on a first-name basis.
Eugene Krabs! It's some guy I've never seen before!
Alright, so another weird inconsistency with the Dutchman, but I'm still not convinced that it's not just lazy writing. But back in The Curse of Bikini Bottom, there's a moment that cannot be written off as another continuity error. SpongeBob and Patrick accidentally shave off the Dutchman's beard, and the Dutchman claims the beard won't grow back for another 1,000 years.
Your beard will just grow back.
You know nothing of my facial hair! It'll take 1,000 years for my beard to grow back!
But by the end of the episode, we cut to several months later, and his beard is back.
The curse will wear off when my beard grows back.
Several months later.
She wants to marry me!
It's not like this is just some plot point they forgot about between episodes. This, several months later, is in the same episode where the Dutchman says the beard takes 1,000 years to grow back.
It'll take 1,000 years for my beard to grow back!
Several months later.
Why the fuck would they include this line if they were just gonna contradict it a few minutes later in the same goddamn episode? They even blatantly mention that it's several months later twice, as if they're trying to make you realize how inconsistent it is.
Several months later.
Well, here we are several months later.
So, what does any of this mean? Why are the writers of SpongeBob intentionally making the Flying Dutchman as inconsistent as possible? Well, the only way that this makes sense to me is if we're seeing the Flying Dutchman non-chronologically. And by that I mean, the Flying Dutchman is time traveling. Just bear with me for a second. For SpongeBob, only several months have passed, but for the Dutchman, it actually was 1,000 years later. The Dutchman didn't recognize Mr. Krabs in Season 6 because for him, this is the first time they've met. And from his perspective, the episodes where he tries to take Mr. Krabs' soul haven't happened yet. The Dutchman's not the marrying type in Season 7, but he probably actually does end up getting married to the giant monster, and that's why we see him with a ring in Season 4, because the past is the future for the Flying Dutchman. Whoa. Okay, let's calm down for a second there, Alex. This time travel idea does fix a lot of problems with the Dutchman's continuity, but claiming a character has time travel powers is a major leap. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Flying Dutchman is a very powerful ghost. He can teleport, he can shapeshift, he can grant wishes, but we've never seen him manipulate time.
You get 3 wishes.
Wishes? I wish we had known that earlier.
Okay, you got 2 wishes left.
Huh. Okay, so the Dutchman's time traveling.
Oh, he
and you
did
know what this
just
means?
do that.
The Flying Dutchman could absolutely be the ghost of Patchy the Pirate, and I'm gonna prove it.
I don't know.
It's like he makes you question it, and then he gives you proof to the question you were just having. It's kind of how he stacks that.
Oh, hey Alex. What's up?
Hey Wes, sorry for just barging in on you like this. I was actually wondering maybe if you want to watch my new SpongeBob theory, maybe give me some feedback.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. I love those videos. Come on, man.
He's gonna feed his friend to the Muse.
How's the film thing going?
Oh, you know, funding's a nightmare.
sure you figured it out. So just give it a watch. Tell me what you think. And is it cool if I use your bathroom?
Yeah, no problem. It's just right through there. So.
Cool.
It's weird.
I guess enjoy.
Maybe he'll see if he has a Muse or something. He'll put the Muse in. No, he can't carry the Muse around. Yeah, he's gonna see if he has a Muse. Shitty lotting.
So he's like looking for all of his successful friends, maybe, to see if they have one.
Because, I mean, if she has one, how many people?
This is kind of reminding me of that movie, The Faculty.
I don't know what it is. Oh, is he gonna turn into just like the Muse creature for the next person? Damn it, I need to know.
They like replace you and turn you into one of them or something.
So, if Patchy the Pirate eventually becomes the Flying Dutchman, that means at some point in the future, Patchy is going to die.
Yeah.
Except,
Yeah, I mean,
here's the thing. I think Patchy is already dead in present day, and we have already seen his death on screen. Remember that Christmas special I told you would be important later on? It's the season 13 episode SpongeBob's Road to Christmas, and as of recording this, it's the latest episode in the SpongeBob timeline. SpongeBob does meet Patchy in this episode, but for some reason he's fully animated instead of using the usual live-action style.
It's a really cute animation.
SpongeBob and Patrick, it's me, Patchy the Pirate!
It honestly feels kind of creepy for some reason, especially since the creators themselves said that Patchy could never meet SpongeBob.
Well, they can never meet, right?
Well, yeah, they can never meet.
Is it possible that this isn't the real Patchy? Well, the last time we saw live-action Patchy was in SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout, and that episode ended with him being fired out of a cannon and crashing into an island. Immediately after that, Patchy's severed head shows up and meets SpongeBob. But I already explained how this is clearly just another hallucination, and he's probably just gonna wake up on the island disappointed that he didn't actually meet SpongeBob like every other time. But what if this is something more than just a simple dream that he can wake up from? I mean, the last shot we saw of the real Patchy was him and Potty face down in the sand, struggling to get out. What if they didn't? And this is what Patchy is hallucinating as he dies. During this hallucination, he begins singing the show's theme song with SpongeBob to wrap up the episode.
Who's having a birthday under the sea?
But as they're singing, we briefly cut to this horrifying shot of Patchy's body with Potty's head lying on the island, violently convulsing in pain. It happened so quick that I didn't even process it the first time. But goddamn, that is some terrifying imagery for a kid's show. Why the fuck did they show this? Is this some kind of PG symbolic way to show Patchy and Potty suffocating to death in the sand? Holy shit! Okay, so let's say Patchy and Potty, the hosts of the SpongeBob SquarePants television show, are dead. What happens now? Well, the show must go on. The SpongeBob SquarePants television show has to continue without him, but they need a new host to replace Patchy. Except, are they really gonna tell their young audience that their beloved Patchy the Pirate and Potty the Parrot are dead? No, they're gonna replace them with animated actors.
And they're using actors.
Hey, that's showbiz for you. But what happened to the real Patchy after he died? Well, he became a ghost and could finally meet his idol SpongeBob, except when he goes to Bikini Bottom, what would he see? SpongeBob and all of his friends partying without him. Patchy dedicated his entire life to SpongeBob. He even died for him, and SpongeBob never even knew Patchy existed. And that resentment that's been building up inside of Patchy for all of these years finally explodes. And this is how Patchy the Pirate becomes the Flying Dutchman. Patchy is done pretending to be a pirate and dressing up in his fake costumes. He gets a new look, a new identity, and now he can finally live out the fantasy of being a real pirate. Remember that board game that they said was based on a real map from the Flying Dutchman?
Based on a real treasure map.
We never really did see the map that it was based on, Or did we? Remember when Patchy was looking for the lost SpongeBob episode? He used this map to find it. Now, at first I thought these two maps didn't look all that similar, but the more I looked at it, the more my mind was blown. Same red X in the middle, you got the compass, the palm trees, a turtle, a fish, but most importantly, they both have the forked tree.
Half a league to the forked tree.
Look for the deacon's goose through the fork in the old tree.
That is a very specific detail. You would not just see that on any random map. The Flying Dutchman based his map off of the one from his past. So, he's become the Flying Dutchman now, and his main target for haunting is, of course, the one who ignored him his entire life, SpongeBob SquarePants. But how did Patchy become such a powerful ghost who can even manipulate time itself? Well, there's actually an episode in Season 12 called The Ghost of Plankton that gives us a pretty clear understanding of how ghost powers work. It basically just takes time and effort to grow your powers. Patchy's already given SpongeBob 20 years of dedication, might as well go a little further with it as the Dutchman. Patchy travels back in time to visit all of his favorite, most cherished SpongeBob episodes, including his favorite episode, Shanghai.
We're gonna see me favorite show, Shanghai.
Except now, he's not just watching the episode. He's the one in control.
Damn it!
He's gonna make SpongeBob pay
Stop
for
making
everything he's
sense.
done, and he's gonna make him pay over and over and over again. But then we get to the episode Ghost Host. Patchy initially moves in with SpongeBob to torture him, but as much as he tries to deny it, deep down, he's still that devoted fanboy who just wants SpongeBob to be his friend. As much as he wants to pretend to be the Dutchman, deep down, Patchy is still here. And that is why, if you go to the Krusty Krab after closing, and you go out the back to the dumpster, you can still read the words, Patchy was here. Yes, he certainly was. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the time-traveling ghost pirate theory. Thank you very much. Oh shit, what about Potty? He died with Patchy too, right? What the hell happened to him? I can figure this out, just give me a second. Let me just quickly rewatch every single episode of SpongeBob. Gotta watch the spin-offs too. Okay, let me see. The motherfucker ate him!
I wonder what parrot tastes like.
That is the time-traveling ghost pirate theory, baby! I am done! Woo! See ya! Thank you again so much for watching. This was an especially tough one to figure out, but I think it all came together in the end. If you haven't already, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications. I have been your host, the SpongeBob Guy, and I will see you next time.
He's turned into the Muse. That's why there's only 8 of them. There's not another one.
Hey, Alex. I finished the theory. Pretty good stuff, man.
He's not
You doing okay in there?
He's gonna get you.
I'm waiting for a big gotcha moment at the end of this.
Alex.
I don't think so.
Alex.
What do you mean?
Or he will become the thing. No.
Alex?
Oh. Hi, Wesley.
What are you doing down here?
Sorry. I must have got lost.
I just took a dump in your basement.
That's okay.
I thought this was the bathroom.
I finished the video.
What'd you think?
It was good. Hey, is everything okay?
No.
Is everything okay? Why wouldn't everything be okay?
I mean, come on, dude. You're acting weird.
You know, you're right. I have been feeling weird lately. Wesley, I have a confession to make. I didn't come here to show you a video.
I came here to tell you I love you.
Why are you here?
To help you.
Oh, you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Is that like a sink on the floor? What the fuck is that?
I think it was just a bin.
Hey, sorry about all of that. I think I'm coming down with something.
It's alright, man. I'll clean it up. But you should probably go though.
Yeah, I'll go.
So now,
Sorry again.
that is in his basement, and somehow... What the fuck?
How you feeling?
Like my stomach just got pumped.
You'll feel better soon.
She passed the Muse to him, now he passed the Muse to his friend.
I don't know how to feel about what I did.
Because she taught him.
I get it, but you did the right thing. And soon you won't have to worry about your Muse at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like the haircut, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah. Long hair just didn't really feel like me.
Thanks again for, talking me through all this. Glad I don't have to deal with it on my own anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I get how weird it all is.
See ya. You must have given someone else a Muse too.
No shit.
Right? Did you give me my Muse?
You needed help.
Damn.
It worked, didn't it?
She was acting
Good night, Victoria.
concerned earlier. Like, what's going on with you? She still kept her Muse.
Yeah.
It didn't go away.
No. There you go. Was that the last one?
I think so.
I think it might have been the last SpongeBob theory.
I don't know how I feel about the theory. I was like, damn it, it's making so much sense. And then the last scene with him cooking the parrot, I was like,
You son of a bitch.
what? I don't know. I don't know. It's like it's too all over the place, but it does make sense. And I didn't see the one where he died or was like, in
Landed
the
on the
sand.
island?
Yeah, like I didn't watch that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. It's hard to follow. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, I could do any better than this. I could not do any better than this.
No.
But, like, it is hard to follow the theory while it's cutting to the other videos. It was like at the beginning and the end, it was like his little short film thing about the theories. This time it was a bunch of, and it just like had me, wait a minute, what did he say about the fucking...
Yeah.
What did he say
I can
about...
see that.
Yeah, I guess it's maybe my ADD or whatever, like, but I like the other videos' approach to, like, beginning and end, there was the fucking
I liked it this way. Cause
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But,
so what about this Muse? If you had a... Well, you do have... If you had a highly successful friend who saw you trying to do this and was like, I can give you this gift.
It would make me feel
you'll
like...
never have to worry about anything ever again. And you just... Here's this thing.
All of my true art, like my real art, comes from, some kind of very real place. Even if it's not my experience, it's an emotion that I can tap into that I've like witnessed or been around or seen somebody else go through. I really like the organic muses that already exist due to like empathy or life experience.
Yeah.
I think it's really
the struggle.
Yeah, well, not even just the struggle. Sometimes it's the fucking victory, you know. Sometimes it's... But I like to be inspired by stuff.
This our Muse.
I wouldn't want a message in a bottle to, like, give me...
Right.
Yeah.
No.
What about you?
Hell no! I don't want some fucking nasty
Tentacle
ass
monster?
tentacle monster trying to fucking stab me in the neck.
Plenty of people are like,
yeah,
I can handle that Muse.
Not for me.
Good theory video. I think that this one's the one that I would be way less on board with than the others, probably. I would go for one of the other ones over this one being true. But it's interesting. I'm not saying that it's too far-fetched to maybe be true. But...
It would take a lot of work to even get a theory like this.
Yeah. So I think that it was pretty good, but I would put it middle of the road. I think the strongest one for me was the theory about it being like a Truman Show type thing going on. I think that's the one.
It's like the cameras and everything.
Yeah, it's like the closest to being absolute fact.
Yeah. I do like how we understand the Muse and what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Because as soon as he like went to his friend's basement, I was like, is he trying, like, we understand he's struggling, but is he trying to figure out if everybody has a Muse? And then I saw him got sick, and I was like,
he passed it on. It really does remind me of The Faculty. I can't believe you've never seen that. It was like a late 90s suspense horror
Can you think
alien
of anybody?
thing.
Oh, that's probably why. I'm not really into alien movies.
Yeah, but anyway, good stuff. Congratulations to Alex and the SpongeBob guy for getting through all these conspiracy videos. They're interesting, and he did a great job. His cinematography is fucking incredible.
It looks really, really nice.
So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. If you want to subscribe to us, give us recommendations and all that stuff, you know how to do that. I don't have to explain everything to you. Also, we go live
every Monday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I will be trying retro games that I've never played before.
Oh, Lord.
You can look in our community tab. Weekly, we will post a poll on there on what game I should play that I've never played before. And on Monday, that's on Thursdays. On Mondays, we will be playing like party games with y'all.
Yeah, so come check that out. We'd love to have you there for this video. I think that's going to do it.
See you guys.
See ya.